I never expected that stopping on a rainy road that night would change everything, not just for her, but for me too. That's how it started, with a single decision that turned a broken night into something neither of us saw coming. It was raining hard that evening. The kind of rain that makes the streets glisten like glass and turns silence into something heavy. Daniel Reeves, a single father of a 9-year-old daughter, Lily, was driving home after a long day at work. The heater in his old pickup truck barely worked, and the windshield wipers squeaked in protest. He had just finished his last delivery shift and was exhausted. Bills were piling up. His daughter had been asking about a new pair of shoes for school, but he hadn't had the heart to tell her he couldn't afford them this month. Life was simple, but it was heavy, and Daniel had learned to live with that weight quietly. But that night, as he turned a sharp corner by the old country chapel, he saw it, a wedding car with its doors wide open, flowers scattered on the wet road, and a white figure sitting motionless near the gate. He stopped. Through the rain, he could make out a woman in a torn wedding dress, her veil stuck to her face, her makeup washed away by tears. Her wheelchair's wheels were half sunk into the mud. Daniel rushed out. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked, kneeling beside her. Her voice was faint, trembling. He laughed. Daniel blinked, unsure if he'd heard right. "My groom," she whispered. "He left me here." Rain poured harder. Daniel grabbed his jacket and draped it over her shoulders. "Let's get you out of the rain first." She hesitated, looking at her wheelchair as if it weighed 1,000 pounds. "I can't move," she said quietly without a word. Daniel bent down and lifted her, carefully, gently, as if she might shatter, and carried her to his truck. She didn't speak during the ride. Her eyes stared blankly out the window, lost in whatever storm was inside her heart. Daniel didn't push her. He just drove, the hum of the engine filling the silence. When they reached his small home, Lily ran out barefoot, her eyes wide. "Daddy, who's that?" Daniel smiled weakly. "Someone who needs our help tonight." By morning, the woman, whose name he learned was Claire, was still quiet. She had a calm grace about her, but her eyes carried something deeper, pain mixed with dignity. Lily, with the innocence only a child has, brought her tea and asked if she liked pancakes. That tiny smile Claire gave in return was the first sign of life since last night's days past. Claire stayed in the small guest room, recovering both physically and emotionally. Daniel never asked about her past, he just treated her like anyone else. He fixed her wheelchair, cooked simple meals, and even built a small ramp outside the door so she could roll out to the porch. One evening, while watching Lily draw under the fading sunset, Claire said softly, "You don't ask questions." Daniel shrugged. "We all have stories we're not ready to tell. You'll share yours when it feels right." Something in his quiet kindness broke the wall she'd built. "I was supposed to marry someone I thought loved me," she said. "But when my accident happened 2 years ago, everything changed. I hid my family's wealth because I wanted to be loved for me, not for the billions tied to my name." Daniel froze. "Billions?" She smiled sadly. "Yes. But what does it matter when your heart's bankrupt?" He didn't know what to say, but Lily interrupted with a giggle, handing Claire a daisy crown. "Now you look like a happy queen," she said. For the first time, Claire laughed, a real, bright laugh that filled the room. Weeks turned into months. Daniel helped her rebuild confidence. Claire, in return, taught Lily to paint, told stories, and even helped Daniel design a better delivery system for his small local business. Then one morning, 3 black cars stopped outside Daniel's house. Men in suits stepped out. Claire's expression changed. "Claire," Daniel asked quietly, "who are they?" "My company's board," she said. "They've been searching for me. I disappeared after the wedding. I wasn't ready to face anyone." Daniel's heart sank. He knew what that meant. Her world, the world of private jets, mansions, and flashing cameras, was coming to take her back. Before leaving, Claire took his hand. "You didn't see me as a billionaire. You saw me as a person. I'll never forget that." And then she was gone. 3 months passed. Life returned to its slow rhythm. Daniel thought of her often, but he didn't expect to see her again until one morning, he received a letter, gold embossed, sealed with her name. "To the man who saved me when no one else would," it read. "Come to this address." Bring Lily. Confused but curious, Daniel drove to the address, a massive glass tower in the city center. Inside, people in suits greeted them respectfully. Then, through the crowd, Claire appeared radiant, confident, and smiling. "Daniel," she said, "meet the new co-owner of Reeves and Hart Logistics." He blinked. "Co-owner?" Claire stepped closer. "You once told me you wanted to build something better for Lily. You gave me my life back, now it's my turn." Tears welled up in his eyes. "Claire, I didn't help you for this." "I know," she whispered. "That's why you deserve it." Lily ran up to hug her. Does this mean we'll see you again? Claire knelt, smiling through tears. Every day, sweetheart. Every single day. And as they stood there, three people bound by fate, rain still falling softly outside that glass building, Daniel realized that sometimes, the greatest miracles don't come from wealth or chance, they come from kindness given when no one's watching, and that night on the rainy road, it didn't just save her life, it changed his forever.